crashed. I'm not sure if we lost also. If the stream is still on, I will have to restart it. Unless they have just decided to put in a new patch. Which would be sort of interesting, even though it would mean 1 hour of downtime in stream. I'm checking now. So what are they saying? Play game, so no new patch. But I'm not sure if we lost the internet for a while or what happened. Let me. Alright, I'm back in game and looks like the stream should be on as well. At least according to my preview. I'm gonna actually just start the stream just for a second for myself so I can see that it's actually working. I believe we lost internet momentarily, so it's going to be yeah, it's on. It's going to be a two-part episode once more, just like the last one. I'm not sure if the stuff I said about lower level castles attacking higher level castles being changed crown-wise came into the stream or not. We might have been offline already then, but my final theory on it was let's watch the replay while I explain. Now you can see my castle. My final theory on it was that they haven't changed it when higher crowns, higher levels, when higher levels are attacking lower levels, but they have changed it when lower levels are attacking higher levels. So basically, if you attack a higher level when you're at level 28, you will be considered to be level 30 as well. I hope that's the case. That would be a big improvement to the crown system. It would be less abused, but in the same time, if higher crowners from level 30 are able to bully the lower ones, it will be very bad for the game. Because then what would happen, what I was planning to do as well, would be that level 30 people would just go to lower levels, pick the ones with high crowns, and steal those crowns for them. Based on my examples, that didn't happen, so I still get low crowns for high crowners on lower levels, but they still seem to be getting... Ouch. I can't believe he went for that trap. It wasn't even a trap. It's sort of like a time waster. They have to wait for the traps to go or launch an attack from far away. Well, anyway, I'm happy if they made the change. I hope I'm right, and until I'm proven otherwise, I will believe so. So if someone from level 28 or in 29 or lower has high crowns, please attack me as soon as possible, so I will be able to get some confirmation for my theory. And then let me just harvest my money, and I actually might as well harvest my rest of my mines, as I'm not full at the moment. Not that I need them, but maybe someone does, so feel free. Now I have two options. I could either craft an item. Okay, two options being three. I could buy potions, or I could leave the money here for getting more attacks on my castle. I'm gonna buy potions if I don't have huge amount of them. Well, actually I have quite a bit of them. So I'm tempted to actually, yeah, I'm just going to craft something, unless someone attacks my castle and beats it right now. Going to reforge because it's the same price. I watched one of my own VODs. I'm not sure if I should say it out loud. It's maybe a bit shameful. But anyway, I watched it and I disagreed with myself. I disagreed about the fact that you should always use these, because it's much better to sell all the stuff that you're not planning to use as you get some money. And I have so many legendaries that I have no reason not to just keep a couple of them and reforge them over time until I get basically I would only need, in best case scenario, I would need only 6 epics to be able to either swap it with the other epic that I can reforge, or swap it to something that's not epic yet. Alright, so let's reforge one of my 50 epics. So I don't even need 5th page, I just need to sell my epics. Because I sounded like a moron on that stream, going on how I don't understand how the price difference is different. How the difference is different. How the difference is different indeed. I'm not even going to try to explain what I was trying to say there. Alright, best of luck for me. You can't see it, but I actually have my hand in front of my screen, covering what just appeared. So the cat is either dead or alive. I'm slowly moving my hand downwards to see that I have rock guard, arm guard. I'm not sure if I'm the only one, but I actually do read the stats also on the items that are not for my class, just to see how good items other classes have. Alright, this would be bad also in other classes. So here go my epic collection, or at least some of it. Alright, I'm gonna save one that I can't use. Yep, and TD is asking me to attack his castle, so sure I can. I did just see a friend request, so I assume it must be him. There we go. And then we are going to find you from here. There we go. I have 4 targeted attacks left, so TD seems to be level 30 with 3-minute timer, so it's not awful, it's not very high either. Of course, I can't really tell before I see how it's put down. I will check the profile first. He has archer image, so I assume he's an archer, at least for his main character. That indeed looks to be the case. He has same damage, same exact damage that I have. A little bit lower health, or quite a bit lower health, 700, and a little bit better physical armor, a little bit lower magical armor. I'm actually curious what kind of item he has. He has the same theory of keeping the control resistance on the hat for as long as possible. Same shoulders, or at least I hope I have these shoulders. I think I do. Scorpion High Glow, level 28. Probably because of the health. I haven't made my mind about damage reflected, as I'm not sure if that damage goes away from yourself, if it's a defensive skill or offensive skill. But if it hurts you less when you're reflecting the damage, then it's awesome. But for some reason, I don't think that's the case, because you could just stack as much as possible of damage reflect and take basically 0 damage. So it can't be the case. I hope someone will correct me if I'm wrong. Same theory also in rings, that stack your damage. Don't really care about anything else in damage. He has piercing shot, which seems to be the most common choices on archers. I'm probably one of the only ones on the higher crowns that's using triple shot, for the reasons I've explained before. Also, I just haven't found a good piercing shot bow. I'm not even sure which one is my best. Oh, nice damage on gloves. And nice health. And magic armor, and armor if you're close to enemies. It's not too bad. I sort of like your item choices. Only thing you're missing, in my opinion, is block chance. You only have this item for block chance. It's a nice. I do like the item itself, but your block chance must be quite low, 24. So it starts from 20 for archers. I would like you to try to attack Irene's castle. I think he's Irene Miku, because without block chance you will be in trouble. Alright, time to attack you. I will attack it as I normally attack castles. So I will try for 3 stars, naturally, and I will cry like a baby if I lose my 38 crowns. Alright, we are being split in 2. One tip, hide if those mines are there or not. You can now see if they are there. So basically people can see before entering that they need to enter there. If you make them, if you put them a little bit closer to this wall here, they actually won't see them before they come here or go to the room. Now you can see it from outside. Most likely people would always go there, but maybe sometime they wouldn't. Or maybe it's your point of being an archer and headshotting them from outside, making the timer a little bit better that way. That might be the case. Alright, I'm not sure I want to check if I can hide in this corner without being shot. I can't, so I recommend moving this one just a little bit forward so it will reach this corner, and same thing will be happening here. So if I keep putting bear traps here, I probably can't beat everyone who's coming to that castle. A bit early usage of health potion from me.
Time for a tactical retreat.
I probably might even die here. No, not quite. The group is good, especially after that spider crit me there. But it's how many points is that? It's 4 for damper and 3 for puppeteer, 2 spiders, 16 more. It goes a little bit over 16. Sorry, over 20, 28. Right. Archers in general are really good versus webmasters as we have bear traps. Alright, what do we have here? We have some stuff. I was sort of half hoping, half thinking if you have something going on in the boss room. Both unfortunately you do. So there's 2 waves of attacks, which will make your castle a lot harder to kill.
Got to be quicker next time.
But this is the reason why we are so good versus webmasters, because they can't really do anything. Neither can Pete's. In my opinion, it's just OP. The most OP thing Archer has, maybe after headshot, but
Ready to go.
But pretty close to most OP thing. But yeah, here you can see that I don't have to go through your the main reason for spike traps, to have spike traps tunnels or valleys or hallways, is exactly to force people to go through them if they are trying to kite. So you want to make sure that after the spike trap tunnels, there's no spots where people can just wait for your monsters to come to them one by one. Alright, that's about it. And let's see if this time I can make it to the boss room, and if there's few enough monsters for me just to run to the end and then kill once they're approaching me. I don't have potions, so if I get crit, there's a possibility of death. So, for example, in this case, if those 2 cannons would have been 1 hex closer to the corners, I probably would have died. I would have had to go over the spike traps to go to the safe spot, or stay there and try to avoid the damage from the cannons by moving, which will reveal me from behind the corner and allow range attacks or jumps from webmasters. However, I don't think I would normally die to this castle, and as I promised, I didn't run exactly as I would normally, as I stopped when I saw something that I thought would need improvement. However, I do like your castle. It has just a few things that you need to consider. Your hamster wheel room was excellent. I'm not expert on hamster rooms as I've never built them, and usually my goal is just to kill the mine before entering the boss room and let the monsters then follow me if they will, or even headshot them, the mines, if it's possible to headshot without aggroing the monsters, which will be just a waste of time.
Looks like the better man won.
Alright, thanks for the invite, and I certainly do hope that it was worth it for you as well, even though you lost 1 crown. If anyone else wants me to comment on their castle, feel free to friend me in the game. And also, Adam, now that you're in there, do you want me to attack your castle? Are we friends? Adam is one of the fastest competition runners there, so I'm very well. I know him in that sense very well, that he is an archer and he does competitions and fast times. I'm not sure if we are friends. I can check. And then I can run my own castle. I'm not a fan of the idea, because I will give all the tricks how to 3-star it, and after that especially archers will do it right away. I can also run it in the way that I wouldn't necessarily run it otherwise, which would protect my strategies a little bit. Let's see, I might do it in a while. I'm gonna check now if I have Adam on my friend list. They are not in the alphabetic order, are they? No, I don't think I do. Adam, I promise if I run into your castle, I still have 19,000 left. So let's just... Oh, someone has attacked me, and I don't even know the result. Yes, I do. I have 14 crowns less. Alright, that's one of the reasons I would like to see the change, where they would make the crowns visible only when you hover the mouse on top of them. So you could actually check your crowns if you feel like it. And in here in the replays, you would have a button for show results or replay. So you could actually watch a replay without knowing if the guy is going to succeed or not. Empty crazy orc, mage, 0 potions. I feel like I've seen this before. Alright, but yeah, what I'm gonna do, and I'm simply going to buy more castles. I'm going to check if you... I'm not going to do it for long. I promise to use 6,000 for it now. So if I run into you while checking the castles, I might have to stop if there's someone with super high crowns to attack them. You're not here either. I feel like I'm going 3 rounds on each time. Like Sneaky BXD comes twice, but you don't come 1 time. I don't know if the game will want me to attack Sneaky. More death. And I believe this castle has been conquered by Irene, that we were talking about earlier. Every time she conquers my castle, she leaves this message, which to me sounds like Omelette made of frogs. Ah, okay. Omelette from a mage. From age. Oh no, that sounds nothing to me. Tell me what it means. Oh dear. Well, I can't really get much from him, but he's a nice person to attack. So, because every time you attack him, he will most certainly attack you back. So, if you want to get attacked, attack E3B, and he will certainly revenge your attack. And he will 3-star your castle. So yeah, you're not here either. It would be sort of climatic if I would actually find you here, because it's not that often that you run into someone you're looking for. No, 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 no. Or then I will miss you, and I will actually get more castles after I don't see you. Do you know what? What's your crown score? Are we in the same league? Let's yeah, let's try. Adam. I can see you here. What was the nickname? Let me see. Adam in 2 or 2. Let's try. I could empty my inventory first. God, it would be cool to get like awesome epic item from your castle. Like yeah, I would love to use or try at least a piercing shot weapon, but they always have like 95 less damage.
Money in the bank.
That's about enough. So let's try again. Oh, come on. We're in. And let me just... All right.
School's in session. I could do this all day.
Oh, this is actually pretty interesting, because I've been thinking that those guys are pretty underused. They have super high resistance and health, like compared to 2 points that they cost. So I definitely do like it. I think this room could use... You have so much stun in here that why not just use something that does damage to stunned people, like even smelly archer or headshot or something like chief. Doesn't have to be, but something that makes damage to people who are still. Who knows, you might get lucky and get a kill with the room. Now I'm not really sure. It was of course protecting the mines, but other than that, it's also quite a few points to use for that purpose. Also, the traps there, I recognize this room from the Frenzy's video. I believe it was Frenzy's video a couple of weeks back, where he had, instead of those hamster wheels, he had spike traps, and he had the Snotter as a puller in order to like surprise people entering there. However, it did not work, and the reason was because the traps were blocking. The traps were completely blocking the creeps, and so they were able to sorry, I now actually have to consider dying here. Okay, I really want this.
Who's ready for more? Now that's
Now I have them all.
excellence in execution.
Collect them all, Pokemon. But yeah, the reason was basically the very thing that those spike traps are blocking the monsters from coming, so it will make it basically just easier to kite. Even though the idea is nice, and I really wish that they will make monsters to be less scared of the traps, but at the moment that is hurting your castle. Oh, lag spike. However, in the same time, I'm getting a lot of damage from those. What are those things? They are called like flamethrowers, no? Something like that.
The bigger they are,
The big Defendertron. Okay, it has the strength, and the strength is the health. But other than that, none of his skills are any better than Defendertron's. So you are actually using not only a lot of points in general, but also a lot of points
Is that all you've got?
of the 28 cap or the 50 cap, or basically of the group cap, which you can basically have the same idea with the 5-point Defendertron. Of course, it dies slower, but I don't think it's worth the 14 points that it costs. Like, you can get 3 Defendertrons, almost 3 Defendertrons with that price. And it doesn't take that long to die to be worth it.
Go ahead. Try me.
I don't think I have a chance to 3-star this. I might try it later on. Or, yeah, but not now. After you friend me, I'll definitely give it a couple of tries. But now it will take target attacks, and only have 2 left. They do die easy, but I don't know if you have attacked my castle recently, but you don't actually want, against archers, you don't want to put the Defendertron in front, because they often die from 1 headshot. Like, if you crit with your headshot, they die. So you want to put something very low value in front of them, so they are hard or impossible to kill to start with. So okay, let's imagine you put Bad Dog in front of your group, and Defendertron behind it. Okay, the bad dog dies, that's good for the group, but there is no way of getting too much damage on Defendertron. Even with Wally, okay, the Defendertron will take some damage, but the whole group will be almost untouched. So, and if you put 3 of them, like as I said, it's almost like 3 of them. So that's just my opinion. I'm not sure about it. There are some monsters where I could imagine that using the like elite defenders run rubble shield run. There you go. Okay, I see your point for wasting time, but yeah, it's quite expensive way of wasting time. I'm not sure. I think that 3 defended runs take 2 more points will waste your time more. Okay, damn, I don't have those attacks. But I don't think so. Maybe. But have you ever noticed that those Defendertrons, they also, when they get low, if you don't get to kill them right away, they will run away and they will not come back before they heal. And if you go after them, they will keep running away. So sometimes they waste so much time. And it's not even that rare that it happens. At least for me, I noticed that Defendertrons are running away from me like so often. I think I have also a couple of replays where that has been happening, but I'm not sure if they do mention it. Look, QQ for the win is back, and I'm not sure if he saw the VOD, but he was possibly not too happy of showing his castle to everyone without the risk of attacking it. But yeah, here for example you can see the Defendertron did it again, which basically means that he couldn't 3-star it with this try, as he had to run after Defendertron. But anyway, it's question of taste. Actually, I would like this game to have more of that sort of balance, that you actually can argue on behalf of both sides. I would like, if I would use Robo Shield Run, I would probably use it with the link. I would just make sure by monster placement that the link will always go to the high damage dealer. Like if you can get the link to, for example, IMAX or Jimbo in small quarters, that could be actually really dangerous. So I would imagine if I would use them, I would use them as hit points for another elite. But it's definitely not worth 14 points in my opinion. 14 points, like, it's so much. Yeah, rotating flame cannons. That's it. I don't know why, but actually came to my mind that I was able to attack you, and I assume you are currently in Captain 3, or maybe it just went down. Well, I feel like I'm not actually allowed to attack. I'm not allowed to attack anyone from Captain 2. Like, this one is right next to me, isn't there? Let's try. I actually have a feeling that it's level 30. Yeah, it is. No, this time's worked. I feel like I've many times tried and it says that you can only attack people from your own league when I'm in that league and I'm attacking someone right above or ahead of me. And that looks like I'm not struggling too much to find the ones. but I have certainly attacked his castle before. And last time I did this exact same thing, except that I didn't know that the castle doesn't start there. I went back to find the rest of the mines, and actually at some point you just hear the bling, and you have actually the star already there.
Hold your horses.
Oh shit, I didn't see those. I should probably actually use a potion before I enter the boss room.
Come here, tough guy. Come here, tough guy.
But yeah, that's basically like where you are surprised that okay, there was none
Say goodnight.
of the mines after those spike traps. Don't ask me why.
That gets the spot. I can't do that quite yet. Hang
Oh,
on a second.
that was too fast.
Gotta lighten that load.
Couple of fast of those flame things. Flame you bug so often.
Can't carry anything else. Ready for more. Gotta lighten that load.
Like way too often. If you go close to Flamio, the chances are that it's not even attacking you.
I can't carry anymore. I need to stay light. Can't carry anymore.
But as you can see, well, I know that Adam is in the live chat, or at least was a moment ago, before I attacked his castle.
Good loot behind.
The timer of this castle is actually quite horrendous for such high crowners as well.
Damn it all.
But I don't know what he has after those pike traps, because the first time I did this, probably 2 days ago or so, I turned around when I saw them, because I assumed the castle would continue there, and I still saw that I have plenty of time, so I went back all the way to find the mines from the rest of the rooms I haven't checked, and then suddenly, oh, I'm in the boss room and I just killed the last mine. So there's like, it's a funny idea playing the mind games like that, but definitely not worth it in this case if people are turning back to find mines. Check my comments on your castle
Sucks to be you,
at
buddy.
Twitch, which I will actually copy so I can just spam it if needed. Let me just check the chat quickly. Yeah, they will protect longer, but I'm still not sure that they are better than 3 defended runs. Or I'm sure that, in my opinion, they're not. If you get the explosive shots, you put bear traps down, you headshot, and you use a volley. That usually kills them in 10 seconds. Talking about robo shield runs. I agree that they should be constantly. They should definitely be linked, like all the time. Like they will be linked until they are separated by trap, by stun, or by distance. But yeah, I sort of hope they would be. not the defender drones are actually one of the better or most important monsters of the game, in my opinion, as they will make destroying mines so much harder. Alright, so let's see who else could we attack. Is there anyone who wants me to attack them? I have 2 attacks left. So if there's someone who wants me to attack their castle, let me know either there or in our Twitch chat. Let me empty my inventory once more, and then I will be attacking normal castles. In the meanwhile, once I find someone who wants their castle to be streamed. I'm not sure, are you still there, TD? Because if you are, I would run my own castle for you. But if you're not, then I won't, because I'm really on the edge for it. I'm not really sure if I want to do it. I will certainly do it on stream before I resign my complete new castle. But I'm not sure if because I will get 3-starred by every top archer if I show how I do it. So I would, if I do it, I sort of commit to redesigning my castle. But if you are there, I will do it for you. Okay, I will do it for you. And let's see, actually I want to get your comment if I could do something better while doing it. And I will explain you why I do what I do. So basically, first I will take my only mine, and then there's nothing but straight line. Oh, actually one more. It's a new escape zone towards the next trap. Oh, I made a mistake. I was supposed to aim this archer in the middle of those, because he will be one shot. He will be one shot when I do attack the guy. So I'm not gonna hit. I'm not gonna hit the traps when I jump in there and kill the healer. So that's the point. I'm actually just gonna restart it because that will just ruin it not to hit that archer first. At least if I want to finish it fast. You can't, that I know of, you can't hit the defender drone first. I don't think he's available for shot. What you can do, what I just actually the stream I showed earlier, or someone attacking me that I showed earlier, he did it on that one. I haven't seen it before, but I was like, whoa. They went somewhere over here and they headshot the mine from there. Well, okay, I'm not really concentrating because I forgot about having this mine here that I need to actually attack. I'm gonna leave some so this trap doesn't kill me. So I'm not even clear making the time this time around, but this is the basic idea how I run it. When I run it. Here I headshot the defended run and volley behind. Often, like more often, not more often than not, but often I kill them with that exact move. Then I just play like I normally play in the boss rooms. So I try to kill the supports as fast as possible. I hope for explosive shots. Like that, because like if you run your castle often enough, you will see that that you won't make the times without the explosive shots. Oh no, I don't want to, but yeah, luckily I didn't validate it, because that would have been 15-second worse time than last time. Actually, surprisingly close. I probably should go and take a look at it, like just revalidate if I want. Oh, but I sort of wanted this ultimatum to have to redesign my castle, as I have had this for some time, even though I changed some things, like those smelly archers here, the Jimbo combo here. By the way, that's my castle run by me. I was just about to exit game. Ah, it doesn't allow me to leave castle, so I do have to kill myself. Feels bad. I was so close to accidentally validating it there. My tips would be that you have your time wasters in the start, so that if people decide to go kite, they will have to go all the way back where your time wasters are. So they will have to go, if they want to do it and they manage to do it, they'll have to go through your traps 3 times. So first they go there to your boss room to aggro them, then they go back to the very start through all your traps to fight them, and then they go through your traps one more time to finish the castle. So first, well, I'll just open my castle and I'll explain how I felt about it. So first, I have time wasters with 1 mine in there that I know that I can access easily, but that's not in the very first view that people do when they walk here. Then starts my actual castle. So I will have mine. This is actually not needed at all. It's for mental effect, because people can actually kite here if they want. They can kite here and just kill everything. But for some reason, every time I've seen people kiting back, they will go to this area here or even further. And I believe it's because of the mental effect of this spike trap here. Because there is no any pressure on this area, this 6-slot area at all. So you have plenty of room to maneuver, and you also have the spike traps protecting you from creeps coming close. But basically after this moment, every spot in my castle is protected at some way, so no one can kite there without taking some damage. You can't stand still without taking some damage, except in one spot that's here. And actually now it's a little bit, yeah, if you're here, this cannon will shoot the wall and it doesn't hit it. This room is basically just for making damage, and I'm really happy with this room. It's been doing really well. It usually takes a potion, sometimes 2 potions, and sometimes it kills. So I'm actually really happy with this room. This room, I'm not gonna talk about it. Hey Shiki, I hope you didn't just watch the stream and therefore attack my castle. But if you did, thank you, and I will be revenging that attack shortly. Except I can't revenge because my shield is down. It's not anymore. So now there's some life force and money if you want. After that I continue, yeah, basically this room, which I didn't want to talk about. Did I just, whose greystone is this? Why does it show? It doesn't show it. And well, it allowed me to click it, but not show who it was. I was wondering if Shiki died to this trap here. It's pretty good. I still added the Defendertron for the mine to defend the mine, so that Jimbo might have a chance to hit twice or 3 times. And if they get thrown by this, he might have time to hit one more time. So actually this room is working okay. The only problem is that if you actually want to come back from the boss room and kite, you can do it in here, as I have removed one of the cannons that I used to have here, so I had the whole place covered as well. I had cannon here where the jelly wall is, and I had cannon here, so that the whole room was covered. After that, same thing, except here you can actually kite as well now, because I made a small change. Usually I have cannon here to prevent people from doing it. This time I tried to go for something else and added the archer instead. They all throw their traps, so unless you're a mage or an archer with the spiral shot, it will be hard to go past them without hitting them. So you might take additional damage in the spike trap in the meanwhile. I like protecting my mines. So this used to be the best place to kite for the boss room. If you have spike tunnel or hallway leading to your boss room, it always leaves this place here. So basically people went to boss room, aggroed it, came here and fought on this corner until everything was dead. So I have added a couple of cannons and the three-headed flamethrower thing. So often I see someone taking a little bit of damage while doing this, and if they try to kite here, they take surprisingly a lot of damage as well. Same story here. I have a couple of things preventing kiting. This used to be a very popular place to people fight anyway, even though they had to avoid the cannons. I added the third one, and suddenly it's a lot less appealing because there's 3 cannons shooting at you at all times. And my boss room layout is basically spike traps leading to make the area where you want to fight smaller, or where you want your opponent to fight smaller, and then I have silencers and cannons on every corner, so that most of it at least is covered. You can't cover this area, so I have seen a lot of people using those 3-headed flamethrower things here as well, because they reach actually quite far and make it feel smaller as well. I used a lot more silencer traps here than people usually do. I'm not sure if that's the optimal setup or not, but by silent, like most of my deaths come while I'm under silence, so I can't use my roll and I can't move because there are too many creeps around, so I always accidentally try to attack someone when I just try to move out of the way without a roll. So I think at least I die more under the silent bubbles, or if there's a, how can't I remember anyone's name? Gonna have to check. Dampener, something like that. Dampener. So unless there's dampeners, they're actually really good as well. I used to have one here, but I couldn't fit it inside the aggro circle properly. So often I saw people coming through here and just killing it on this spot before it had time to do anything. So I just added this cannon instead, if I remember correctly. But yeah, that's my my castle. And it's been doing surprisingly well, as most of the attacks, even though my win percentage is not high, but most of the attacks that I'm getting is actually coming from like really good players, all like high crown third level players, even if I get lucky sometimes. As there, I don't actually know what kills him there. Like, I've checked the replay maybe twice, and suddenly he just dies. It's some sort of combo, but I'm not really sure what combo it is. But yeah, as you can see, like all castles, my castle also loses most, but also my attacks usually come from high level players with high crowns, so they have good gear. Anyway, I'm pretty happy with my castle this war. Let's see the replay that just came in from level 16. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up soon. Right. And as always, I have a time limit when my girlfriend is going to bed. She starts working 2 hours before me. So I'm probably going to either I'm going to pause the stream just to make the episode a VOD out of it. Of course, I could do it later, but it will be published earlier if I stop it for a moment. And then I might keep running the stream without talking, just in case someone is bored and just wants something to happen on their screen. So I might leave it running and just play without talking. But I will not make a VOD out of that one. Unless something amazing happens, then I might make some part of it. Why am I attacking? I actually can attack if you want, because I still have target attacks left. Just let me know somewhere. I'm not going to, like, okay, you're not going to lose any crowns if I do so. Damn, I can't actually revenge it. But I will use a target attack if you friend me, if you're not already on my friend list. Because I have a feeling that the one I friend earlier started with S. Quite close, shy guy. There you are. Thank you for reminding me. So let's first attack your castle, then I'll watch your replay. There's not much to commentate on that one. The replay, as you're level 16, so probably not the spike traps, those you should be able to avoid. I'd say that the first group of monsters will certainly kill you, unless the traps kill you before that. But the traps are avoidable already at level 16. Alright, looks like you don't have time wasters in the start. I sort of respect it. I'm not sure if it's smart. But basically, it's linear, the way you move. And let me see how close can I go without being aggroed. Alright. You can stay as close as this as you want without being aggroed. So what you could do is already put a snotter or something here that has a longer view. Also Vamps has really long view, but I don't think you have Vamps at level 16 yet. But if you put a snotter here, it's only 1 point, and you can actually like see further, so people can't actually, because normally what I would do if I would see this, I would come here, I would volley here, and Zeke's almost died to it. If not, I would jump in there and throw the bear traps. I believe you also have the bear traps as well. I'm not sure which. I'm not sure if I can check it. It was probably on heal, but you can do the exact same thing with a cheaper version of the guy, the small medic. You can either have it on heal, or you can even put it in rage if it wasn't already. But the enrage is really good with Zeeks and smelly archers because they shoot faster on headshot. So it's actually a lot harder to avoid getting hit. I'm not sure what's the strategy here, as everything is facing right. Maybe it's just to have to people to force. I'm not trying to attack.
Come here, tough
Okay,
guy.
they do see you here. You need some setup for these guys. You need stunners basically for them to have enough time. Okay, you have Hungerbot. That's not too bad. Or it could be worse. Hungerbots were nerfed, so they don't work with these anymore as they used to. For example, I'm not sure it was on Francis' video, might have been, but he used to have awesome trap in similar corridor as this, but it's not this room. It's actually the one that they usually use with the hamster wheels. So, but the idea is the fact that they come there unless they aggro them. They get Hungerbot from here, and when they get Hungerbot from here, they have just been seen first by those Eye Masters, and then the Eye Masters will hit with 6 balls altogether, and everybody will die. So if you go to the trap, you will die. Alright. I know that there is an idea with this, but they're very visible. They're like... I would only go to these traps if they are on purpose. So rather than these traps, even though they might have some good combo with the... If you have made the combo work with those creeps. I didn't get to test it. I was more curious about where they see me if I go from here. Of course, the boss will see me there. But I would definitely replace these ones. Maybe I would leave one. It's even less obvious with one if you have the one in the middle, and if you put it maybe in between these two. So well, I'm not sure. It's visible anyway, but maybe it would work a little bit better than this setup. But at this point, it's not very useful to have them here, in my opinion, as you can just walk past them. Unless your idea is to have people walk past them here. I would add cannons instead. These guys here, so people can't kite here so easy. Although the boss room is empty, so the kiting won't be a problem. Anyway, but yeah, it's really hard to commentate on level 16 castle, as it's hard to get hit by the traps, basically because you're not under any pressure to get hit by them. By the way, good castle, and I hope some of that feedback is of any value in your eyes. And this will be episode 5, part 2, I assume.
Thanks for the bankroll.
It's impossible. Well, maybe you see the vote later on. Adam had to go, but it's impossible to make a working, like really working castle level 30. Like the gear goes way ahead of the castles, and the game is too easy at the moment. Let's hope that it will be balanced soon. because I would like to aim the balance around 50% kill rate on average castles. I have in episode 2 I go through my main idea how I would like to change the game, how I would like to change the castle design, like the rules of it. I would like to remove the point cap for level 30 is 375. I would like to remove it completely, and instead I would like to make the monsters very expensive. So you would have a meaning for the life force in the end game. Currently it means nothing, and you would also you could go much later in the game. In that sense, you could always get better gear, you could always improve your castle, you would find the limit what you can validate and what you cannot, and you would be balancing on that limit by doing the castle as hard as you can for your character. And the best player with best gear, with most life force, could make the castle so hard that no one else than he could pass it. And that would be awesome. That would be the best player of the game with 100% win rate on his castle. And you could only imagine getting gear and skills good enough to go against his castle and maybe even 3 stars. Alright, I'm gonna wrap up this for now. I'll possibly be back tomorrow. I will certainly be making a new castle soon, as I went through my castle in this one and that will ruin it for good. Enjoy your 3 stars this evening. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back soon. Good night.